Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I go by the Blue Light Oracle, and today I'm pretty excited because we're coming into a new year, we're also coming to a new month, and I wanted to do a reading, I was guided to do a reading really, about the new year. So, one, coming into the new year, and any wisdom or any insight into this new year, new month. So, shuffle the cards and we pick the piles. I know there's one here that really wants to come out, so we go one here. It's pile 1. 2. 3 and 4. Okay, let's take a look at what cards were drawn. So for pile 1, you have longevity, and I'll just adjust the camera. Hello? Go. So you've got turtle with longevity. For pile 2, you have the ibis with acceptance. For pile 3, you have alpaca with curiosity. And for pile 4, you have wingtail with essence. Okay. So, I'll also add some crystals, so you can pick with those. I'll just adjust the camera and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, so let's take a look at your crystals today. So for pile 1, you have the peach selenite, and this is what your crystal looks like. Let's get the camera. So for pile 2, you have the rose quartz, and here is what your crystal looks like. For pile 3, you have amber, and here is what the amber looks like. And for pile 4, you have a piece of obsidian, and here's what the obsidian looks like. Below will be the timestamps for each pile, and you can go straight to your video. Otherwise, I'll leave you here to meditate on which pile calls to you. If multiple do, please feel free to watch each pile. Otherwise, I'll see you in your video. Hi everyone, welcome to the shuffling process. So going to shuffle these cards. So yeah, I was really interested. It was kind of interesting because I had one of my guides come through who I know as Rainbow. Doesn't generally come through for readings, but was very hype, let's say. She was very excited about doing a reading for the next month, next year. So I really thought, you know what, let's go with some kind of wisdom or insight for next month. So let's have a look at the piles. Got pile 1, 2, I'm actually excited about the cards that came out too. I had already pre-selected the crystals. I hadn't placed them. I didn't know where they would go, but I had pre-selected them and I feel like they really did fit with each pile. So, very nice. To be honest, I don't have a huge amount of crystals, but the ones that I do have, I cherish and look after and really enjoy working with, or even just having there. My intention is this video will be up for as long as it needs to be up and be valid for anyone. So even if you're watching this in the future, say December 2023. You can take this as still the next month. You can even take it for the next month, no matter what month or day of the year you're in. But wisdom was an interesting word, or insight was an interesting word. Kind of very interesting. Let's see what comes through. Sorry, I'm shuffling a little bit off camera, I don't mean to. I have a very touchy microphone, so I have to have it quite close and it kind of obstructs some vision. But also my body from being forward too much. Okay, so we've got these down. I feel like we're going to have 3 tarot, so 3 for each. One's here. At 4, okay, and 3. These are all upright as well. Sometimes I leave them reversed, but today was meant to be upright. We've got the 2 for pile 4 there. All right, and 1 more for each. 2 and 3. And 3 from here as well, so we'll see how much can fit on the table. But these are all tarot. Both of these go here. Okay. Okay, this one's only got 1, yep, so 2 more for here. This one. There's more. Like some of these piles might have more. I'm just going where I feel they're correct to be placed. Okay. All right. So that's going to conclude the shuffling portion. I'm quite excited. I don't know what's coming through, obviously, but I'm quite excited to see what will come through for each pile. I feel like it's going to be really inspiring for each individual pile, whether that's moving on, moving up, or looking back to show how far you've come, and not just to look, but to learn as well. So there are the piles. Thank you very much for being here. Again, the timestamps below will have your particular pile you feel drawn to, but thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you in your video. Hello pile number 1. So you've chosen today the turtle with longevity and the peach selenite. So we're going to see how this falls into or comes to your reading today. Okay, so I'm going to separate your tarot and your oracle cards. So we've got 3 here today. So you have the oak spirit with strength, a long living tree, protective as well. So it makes a lot of sense with, I'm just going to move this up, but it makes a lot of sense with the turtle. They might be from different environments, but they both come with the same kind of energy, I want to say. Okay, you have Bastet with boundaries, psychic protection, intuition, and pleasure. You also have vulnerability. So I'm going to read this. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition rather than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back. or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. I like that it's right next to strength, because feeling vulnerable or being in a vulnerable position or opening yourself up is strength. You have to have the strength to really unleash or let yourself be in a vulnerable position, a trusting position. Okay, so you have the Judgment card. Interesting, it came out reversed. I did flip them all up, so maybe I missed this one. You also have the Magician. I think I want to read to this as my intention was to have them all upright. However, this one coming out reverse is just interesting. I'll have a little look into why that might be. You also have the King of Swords. Very strong cards coming through. You have the Renewal card with a message of reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on life, on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. You also have the One of Air or the Ace of Swords with the message, brilliant ideas that may need refinement. Overcoming obstacles with faith that everything will work out. Communicate clearly and concisely. Remain objective. Okay. And your last card is the Three of Air with great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth that comes from challenges. Healing misunderstandings. Being there for those in need. Okay, I'm just moving this here because the light is here, just to not blind you for the reading. Okay, so what do I see? Straight away, very interesting with the strength and longevity and vulnerability. It's kind of saying to me that you have had to be very clear, or you've had to build up strength over a lot of challenges from your past. Maybe in this past year, maybe even in the past month, just a few things have popped up. But it's reminded you of how far you have come, especially with Bastet, putting in clear boundaries, knowing what is right for you, what is not right for you, but also knowing that putting in boundaries, you're not turning them into walls where you can't open up and express yourself, with the vulnerability card coming through. I will say this is an exciting read. You've got the Magician, you've got renewal, refreshing, and you also have judgment. Which is so interesting that we have the Judgment card with the new Renewal card. The Renewal card in this deck is the Judgment card. So it's so interesting because they came in the same position as well, like right under each other is what I mean. The Judgment card did come out reversed, but now that we've got the Renewal card, I feel like there's a story there. There's something to say. I'll have a look at this particular Judgment card as well. So this also has Archangel Jeremiel, and Jeremiel is known for helping you review your situation so that you can choose the path you will take next, discussing your thoughts and feelings honestly with those you love. So this is being really mindful, and it looks like with the Ace or the One of Air, there is some kind of new beginning or new shift, at least. If it's not a complete change, it's like a whole shift. And knowing that you have the power and the intelligence and like the fortitude to really start pushing for this. I do feel like with the Three of Swords, it's either going to, depending on the person or your situation personally for you, pile number one, it's going to depend if this was a past action, because I do feel like there is some kind of change that has caused some kind of loss in some path, in some way. Letting go of the past. I mean, very easy to say that on a card when you're going through it personally, which also is just bringing into attention the selenite. So it's like cleansing. This is like a palette cleanser, but it's showing your all these strengths and all this work and all this challenges that you've gone through is really, it's not like it's just paying off. It's actually showing your true inner soul, I want to say. I also want to say that you are protected during this kind of shift and change and journey. It looks like it's going to be a magical moment for you, or a really, I know it sounds very like in the air with saying magical, but it's almost like you always had the magic within you. You always knew it, and now you're going to really be able to express yourself in some form. Maybe it's by your thoughts and ideas coming out, or just doing what you really feel called to do personally. It may be even of service to, might even be in service to yourself, service to others in some form as well. Serving yourself first so that you can be in the best position to be able to serve or help others. I'm not sure why service is coming up. It just feels like service to your soul, service to your calling, if you want to put it in those words instead. But it feels like it just really feels like you know who you are. You're coming into your own, and you know how to open up yourself and put yourself in a vulnerable state, because you know that it's worth doing that with the right people and doing that in the right way, so it feels more natural to you, and so you know that you're going to get some kind of learning or blessing. I feel like 2023 is going to be a position where you break free a little bit. You come through with some kind of breakthroughs, whether that's personal, at home, relationships. I feel like a lot of this reading is calling to inner peace, even through difficult challenges with other people. Dealing with a lot of different kind of personalities in the past has got you to where you are now, and you really know how to put up the right boundaries with other people, and when people cross them, to call them out on it, or to talk to them about why this is inappropriate, and work with them into having a more cohesive, better relationship, I want to say. Because the Judgment card's coming up twice, it's just talking about really understanding who you are, and like things clicking in, not coming to anything, just things clicking in, and understanding of yourself, understanding of other people, understanding of your work, your ideas, your intelligence, your inner self. It's really knowing who you are and knowing what works for you, what doesn't work for you. So whether this is like a good or bad situation, it's seeing the silver lining and getting that life knowledge, life skill from the difficulties or the challenges or the journey along the path. I do feel like with the Judgment card coming out a little bit reverse, there's something where you're taking off the mask. There's also going to be an opportunity where you can put it back on, and you might need to check yourself. You've got it twice now, Judgment and Renewal. You know exactly what to do. It's literally here, you know what to do. You know how to stop reverting back to like an old self. Just because it's easier doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. This is so interesting, because I feel like this is a huge amount of growth for you, pile number one. And I'm trying to make sure that I keep talking to it, because I feel like I need to almost repeat myself again and saying that you've come a long way. Look how far you've come. Maybe the past hasn't been easy, but you still have grown a lot from it. So just remember that. It's time to let go of the past. That's coming up a lot. There's time to let go of the past. What's happened has happened. Doesn't mean you have to excuse people for their bad choices or behaviors, but it's choosing to be happy and choosing a new life for yourself. I do feel like whatever you're doing, you obviously have a list, or maybe you have some idea of what you want to do. It's really taking some time to meditate if you need to do that, or just writing down a list of what you really want to do in the next year, this coming year. And, you don't have to go, okay, this is going to be each step, it's going to be perfect, it's going to run like this. It's more like just write them all down and go like, you know what, I want to do this next, I want to do this next, this next, this can wait, this can wait, this can wait, this can wait. It feels like that kind of energy. It might mean though you have to put yourself out there in some way, but it's time to trust your intuition, start doing what you really enjoy, and you're going to have the opportunity to do that. I will say with the longevity, I do feel like you have like an old soul. I wasn't going to say that before, but it's come up again, so I need to say that. So maybe you've done this kind of life or something similar in a past life, or if you don't believe that, just like It feels like you have done this cycle or something similar in the cycle before. It's like you've opened your eyes or had your eyes opened for you to what's been happening in your life. So I feel like there has been a shift of people, some negative people, or maybe even people that are good people that just don't really fit in with you anymore. It's kind of like going from high school into, adulthood. You move away from certain friends. It's not like maybe that's exactly happening, but something like that. It's just like you grow out of people, grow out of old situations or dramas or that kind of thing. So there might be some kind of pain with this, but you know what to do and you know what's right. And you know this might hurt in some way, but you know it's the best for your overall development. Don't let one focus on one card stop you from being who you want to be. But yeah, double judgment's so interesting. I will say judgment hardly ever comes up in readings that I do for other people or myself. And right now, pile number 1, you've got it twice. So you really have learnt potentially multiple things in this past year or past month. So well done to you. Now it's time to step into your magic, your true self, so you can choose the next steps that come for you and what you really want to do coming up in the new year. And that's what I see for you, pile number 1. So very interesting, great reading. Great read. I mean, great pile, great personality, I want to say. This freedom. I feel like there's a lot of freedom coming up for you in the future, especially in this next month, pile number 1. So thank you very much for being here. If you have enjoyed the reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of the content. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Welcome into the new year. Happy New Year. And I will see you in the next video. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So today you have chosen the Rose Quartz and also the Ibis card with Acceptance. So we're going to see how this falls into your reading. Okay. All right. So you have the Bee Spirit with Prosperity. Very nice. You have Saint Teresa with Simplicity, Devotion, and Empathy. Okay. You also have Stand Your Ground. So I'll read this to you. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know by doing it, you will be the victor. Interesting. Acceptance and standing your ground. Like coming to some kind of understanding. Like the devotion feels like to yourself, so you can get this new future. Let's have a look at your cards today. Your tarot cards. Okay, I'm going to flip this one first. Okay, yes, you've got the Fool card. You also have the World card. So many majors. And you have the Hermit card, another major. Big changes coming through. Okay. You have the Seven of Air with a loss of peace of mind or personal freedom. Take caution, be aware of others' actions. A material loss, make sure you're being honest with yourself and embracing secrets. Okay. You also have the Seven of Cups, which is make a choice, stop procrastinating or overanalyzing, get clarity on what you desire, and move forward. Too many options, and also addiction. And you have the Transformation card. And in this deck, it's also from like the Rider-Waite-Smith kind of style decks. This would be the Tower. So this talks about a significant life change that requires changes to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free from procrastination, releasing old belief systems. I'm just going to say this straight away. I feel like something was taken from you, or something was held back or blocked from you because of an old way of things being, or an old pattern that has been realized, I want to say. Stand your ground feels like you have come to an understanding and it's time to cut that out. It's like something here, it just feels like this may not be for everyone, but something has been taken. Something has been maybe not, you didn't think you were allowed to get it. You maybe even thought that you were never going to get it, I want to say as well. What do I see that is? It's like, I just keep seeing that the acceptance is understanding, accepting the past as the past, but now taking control of your future, because we have this understanding with the world, even going within, or you have already gone within, because we're talking about this as wisdom. It's like really seeing people for who they are, maybe even seeing yourself for who you are, and being like, now it might be a time to shift or change that in some way. I feel like with the transformation, we've got it like, instead of the typical tower being smashed down, it looks like it's being rebuilt. So this is almost like an after tower kind of feeling, where the tower has been taken down, and it's like now it's time for you to rebuild how you want your future, your feelings, your internal or your external, or both, to be in the future. You've got signs, you've seen the signs, and so now you're taking that leap of faith, that trust in the future. I feel like options will come up as well. This is also, I'm feeling like this is a bit of a split for some people, but there are some options coming up that might be overwhelming because you are not used to having this kind of freedom, but you're destined for prosperity. There's something about this bee. I saw it before and I don't really, okay. Now I understand. It's this here, this little, I thought it was a ring and I didn't understand, but it's not. It's a pot, like a glass jar. So it's like you're working towards filling your cups, filling your coffers, filling your priorities. So because this could be about work as well, filling your cup of filling in your bank, let's say, getting finances all sorted. That could be something that you are now going to start devoting yourself to, especially with simplicity. So maybe just starting fresh with like a few things that you need, getting what you need done so that you can build up and take, I don't want to say take over the world, but take on the world and take on doing what you really want to do. I do feel like this is in regards to mostly probably a passion, a dream, or finances in some way. Also, though, it has something to do with some maybe characters or jobs that you felt like you were stuck in. This is all like fresh energy. So if you're not feeling like this now, I feel like in a month's time or within a month's time, things are going to start shifting for you for sure. There's going to be an opportunity to start building. Maybe this is more near the end of the month. Maybe things are going to come into understanding and you're going to take those changes. It's going to feel really like a blessing. You're going to have all the knowledge. You're going to have options. You might even be dropping. This is just very specific, but you might be cutting something out of your life. Like if it's internal, it's like negative self-talk, addiction, something like that. Smoking, could be anything. This is just for some. Something that is you're using as an excuse to just stay stuck. That's going to change. Of course, we're coming into January, so there's like New Year's resolutions. So people always do that kind of, I'm going to stop this kind of thing, stop that. I think that's fantastic. Just stay strong with it. If this is more about just like a quitting smoking, quitting something like that, stay strong with it. I also want to read a little bit of Saint Therese because I feel like there's something there. I don't really know the saint that well. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this to you. So Saint Therese of Lisieux was a Carmelite nun who lived a short but simple and blessed life in France in the late 1800s. As a child, she was very empathetic and would often become overwhelmed with emotion, just as many empaths can. Her spiritual practices of prayer and devotion helped her gain a strong will and the ability to navigate the world more easily as a sensitive soul. So maybe for some people as well, you do feel like you have like empathic abilities, or you take on a lot of energy from other people when you're out in crowds, something like that. I feel like with this, you're going to learn how to master it better if this is for you. I do feel like maybe a lot of people are picking this pile because I'm getting so many little cuts of like this, you need to say this for this person, this for this for this person. Just so many things. Whatever it is about, it's really about knowing it's for your best, taking that leap of faith, making those changes, having that knowledge, and you knowing that it's going to be successful, making those choices, you know which ones to make, cutting out those things that just no longer serve you. But what's done is done in the past. Now it's time to step forward from those learnings that you've learned and moving on, rebuilding your career, life, family, whatever that might be to you. And that is what I see in your reading today, pile number 2. So thank you very much for being here. If you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you do not miss any content. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Remember to love yourself and enjoy this new journey coming up in the future. Take care. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Very interesting one when I pulled this. I don't know why, but I almost wanted to laugh, but I tried to not show too much, like give away too much of the reading when I'm doing the card flips. So I don't know what this is going to be about. I feel like it's going to be entertaining, or at least like very inspiring. It's in some way, hopefully it's inspiring. We'll see. But you've chosen the amber and the alpaca with curiosity. So we're going to see how these both come into your reading. Okay, I'm going to start with the oracle cards. So you have the willow spirit with flexibility. This is such an interesting reading. I think I know someone who's going to read this personally. That's interesting. You have Saint Lucy with charity, faith, and sight. You have Inspire Passion. I'm going to read this to you as well. Life devoid of passion can be boring, uninspired, blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. Now is a time to reignite your passion and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which will in turn reconnect you with all that is sacred. So interesting with faith as well, and flexibility. I like this energy. I mean, I don't know why, but I was really excited about doing this particular pile immediately when I saw the card, when I saw the alpaca. Okay, so you have the 3 of fire. This is such a cool card. Like just the visual as well. I know it's a little bit blurry, but just the person here in this flying ship. So this talks about planning for the long term, abundance from past choices, pride and success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. This is great. I will say that with this one coming out, it can be for some of you that you've already started working on certain things or been working on things for a long time. A milestone is going to be hit, maybe not fully completed, but a milestone is going to be hit where you can start seeing or reaping the rewards of your effort. Well, there we go. So you've got the 10 of water or 10 of cups. So a happy marriage, happily ever after, emotional contentment, a loving relationship with your children, raising children wisely and successfully, and people you can trust. So the messages that I'll read out may not be exactly accurate for every single person, but they may touch on certain things. The feeling of this, of the 10 of Cups is, you know, coming to some kind of happy conclusion or happy experience in family or chosen family, friends, anything like that. So we also have the moon card. This talks about, this is an interesting moon because it's like a very bright, well-lit moon. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to signs from the divine. Unnecessary worry. Let go of your fears. Revelations that will make everything clear. I do want to say, especially right next to the 10 of Cups, it's almost talking about if things are good, let them be good. That's all I want to say. Like, enjoy that. Enjoy that that exciting, fun times. Okay, getting too much into the reading. But we have the 5 of Pentacles. You also have the Hanged Man, the little bat. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. I'm just going to say this isn't for everyone, but straight away with the alpaca and curiosity, I do feel like for some of you, you are, or you have this kind of inside you for sure. You have this fiery, passionate energy, fun energy, and you're kind of like best buddies with maybe a lot of people, or you have like certain groups of people that you're always seen as like the fun one. But I do feel like there's a tendency to just kind of sit with that. And with this energy, it's kind of starting you to really plan for your future. It's nice to be around those kind of people that are, you know, the fun ones that you can have fun with, that kind of thing. But, you know, there's balance. There's balance with that. You can have your fun times a lot. And you can also start planning and doing the serious work as well. And I feel like this is part of that. I do feel like you're almost, this is like for everyone for this pile, there's some kind of innate luck skill or luck ability or luck in your life. It's almost like you may not see it, but it's just, I don't know if this is for a particular person or it is for everybody that has chosen pile number 3, but you have like lucks on your side, I want to say. Flexibility is great because it tells me that you have some kind of way with words or certain things fall in. This is why I was thinking of the luck ability or luck skill, whatever luck kind of follows you around in some sense. Maybe not every sense, but in some sense. It's like certain, it gives you a few opportunities that you can take. I'm going to have a quick read of Saint Lucy. So Saint Lucy or Saint Lucia was a Christian martyr from the early 4th century. Said to be from a wealthy Sicilian family, she decided not to marry and to instead devote her life to her faith. A suitor who had his eye on her was angered at this and reported her to the Roman authorities. Just a few years later, Rome converted to Christianity, and she was ordered to be taken to a brothel. One of the many miracles she performed is that when they tried to take her away, she could not be moved. She was then ordered to be burned to death, but she would not burn. She was eventually killed by a sword strike to her neck. Patron saint of the blind, vision impaired, and those with eye problems. This is very interesting. I never knew this story. So it does tell me that you have this innate strength of fortitude. And inspire passion, it's like use that strength to start moving forward. You don't have to sit here just waiting for something to happen. If you need time to plan or get some kind of enlightenment, let this reading be that to start moving forward. Don't let fears or unnecessary worry, as the card is saying, hold you back. There's blessings to come through, emotional fulfillment, but also passion fulfillment as well. Start taking those leaps, go on that journey. It's kind of exciting because it's like you have all the skill, and maybe even people have told you, you know, you could do this, 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 and this. And that's fine because that's from their perspective. But you know exactly what you can and want to do. And you're really given the belief and faith, trust in yourself with St. Lucy. It feels like trust yourself, trust your knowledge, trust what you've got. I want to say you've got it. You've kind of got it. And now's a fantastic time to start doing that as well. I just want to keep saying you've got it. You've got so much skill. maybe you've already waited long enough and you already had the enlightenment or the understanding to, because it's interesting because she's here with a walking stick and sunglasses showing that she may be blind, but also the bat here hanging, bats are generally blind as well. So it's like, trust your intuition. I really want to say trust your intuition, especially with the moon card talking about listen to your intuition, pay attention to signs. There's some kind of way you can use who you are, or not really use who you are, but work with your abilities, your skills to start putting in the groundwork and start building a career, if this is about career, or building this life that you really want with your friends, family, or whoever. I feel like also for some of you, there's maybe people that have kind of doubted you or been maybe a little bit jealous in some way of your just who you are. You don't have to let that stop you from let that shadow you from all the good that you are and everything else you have in your life. Take some time to think about what you want to do, is what I want to say to all of you. Take some time to really consider what is working and what's not in your life. But you have some kind of magical skill that not everyone has. And if you want to bring that forth to the forefront of your mind, then this is a huge wisdom, because this is a wisdom read or insightful reading, to start planning how you want to deliver that. You might even have friends or family or someone who can assist in some way, certain aspects that you maybe don't know too much about, but you've kind of got enough to start pushing forward anyway. And that's where I want to leave the read. It's open. This new year feels open to you. Starting to get out of boredom, getting out of your own way, and starting really living the life you want to live. So thank you very much for being here, pile number 3. If you've enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you do not miss any content. Otherwise, Happy New Year. Good luck with the future. This looks great. Hopefully if things do come through, you might want to leave a comment as well. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen Wagtail with Essence. This is so interesting because it's kind of very open. Very open. It's feeling. Also, you've chosen the Black Obsidian. I'll leave that up here. I kind of, I had pre-picked the crystals. I didn't say, oh, this one's definitely going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But I had picked 4 to the side before I started to do the video or the reading. And I saw that one was going to be black. And so I was just like, this is going to be for that one, no matter what it says on the card. So very interesting. Oh, nice. You've got Spirit Guardian of Spring with activation. I like that. You also have, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but Atagatis with Mermagic, Deep Diving, and Transformation. Okay. Move this down a bit. All right. You also have Dream Talk. So I'm going to read this. Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. Interesting. I like this energy, this magic-y kind of energy with the dreams. It's like very imaginative, inspiring kind of energy feeling. Ooh. Okay. I feel like I'm going to do these ones first. So you've got the Page of Swords. You also have the Queen of Cups. Nice. So much like seashells and just magical kind of energy for some reason. Okay, oops. So the Two of Pentacles, talking about balance. So you have the Page of Fire with enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and impatient. News of exciting opportunities. Following your creativity. Do things that fuel your passions. Finish what you start. Actually, I think I read that wrong. Allowing your creativity to soar. Oh, very nice. You've got the Sun as well. A time of great joy and success. Brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities. Gratitude to the divine. Okay. Let's get it out of the light. It's very interesting because it's going right where like the light source kind of hits. So I would see that as like very big, bright opportunities, very big, bright success on whatever you're doing. Maybe something big that's like going to come to fruition or at least reach a milestone you've been working so hard on. A lot of fire. They're all very fiery energy from this deck. So you've got the King of Fire or the King of Wands. So the message on here is motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious, take a leadership role, step into the spotlight, public speaking, keep your eyes on the big picture, communicate your vision, don't be sensitive to criticism. So a huge amount of court cards too, just from what I'm looking. We've got Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, Page of Wands. It's kind of interesting. The Essence card, the Wagtail is quite interesting because in this deck they have elements, and I haven't talked to it in any other piles, but I feel like it's important. And so there's fire, water, etc., etc. And this one is spirit. But it really talks about getting back to your roots and lighten up. So it's like, you know, relax or just take a breath, take a moment, because the Page of Swords can be kind of fickle a little bit of the cards, and it's kind of like you have ideas, but you're not sure, or you're uncertain, or you want to do knowledge, but you're just kind of waiting. Like when I say do knowledge, I mean like maybe I need some schooling, but it's kind of reminding me of going back to like university or going to learn something, studying something is what's coming through a little bit. Maybe you've also been seeing signs in dreams, certain people coming up that you maybe need to talk to or connect with, or that are there to kind of at least give you signs and help in some sort, in some sense. The deep diving as well does feel like learning in some way, maybe understanding what you want and who you are, and starting to use that energy to start moving forward. I will say, if these aren't you, some of these people aren't you, it's getting the support from someone like the Queen of Cups, or using that kind of knowledge. Maybe it is borrowing money if that's in regards to needing funds to study, or getting emotional support in some way for what's happened in the past. The Spring Guardian I really like with activation. It's like new awakening, new messages, understanding what you really want. And so I guess your wisdom for this coming month is about change, shifting your internal and expressing your internal and showing it out in the external. And will you do that? We've got the Sun here, so it's up to you. But it's like joy, great joy and success. Great success. There's going to be some kind of balancing act here, I will say, that maybe you're seeing all the signs, because there's a lot of feathers showing on this one, whole lot of feathers, but you're worried about family or your position. So maybe for this part, you are the Queen of Cups, you are a very giving and caring person, but if you don't care and give to yourself, and you're not filling up your cups, then this is why this is feeling more out of balance than it should. There's some kind of inspire. Maybe the dream talk is also talking about you've dreamt of this kind of job or kind of life in the future. Doesn't mean you throw away what you've got now. And it's not saying that you would do that anyway. It's more talking about, it's talking to stepping into your authentic or ambitious self, getting your drive back into your work or what you like to do. This doesn't have to be anything that makes money. It could be just a hobby that you really want to do, working at a charity or something like that, and just getting involved in the community again for some of you. And then for others, this is about your goals. So leaving school and getting into university study, if that's what you want to do, or even apprenticeship, or even just cutting that kind of life out and start doing what you want to do, maybe through online activity, whatever this is. But with the essence talking about spirit, this is all about you've been given a lot of signs, knowledge, that kind of thing. Things are starting to shift and change. And I feel like regardless if you take this message as a sign of wisdom, things will change anyway. And I think this will be for the best in the future. But just know that the changes are about bringing balance and really showing you what you can do, showing your true spirit of what you can achieve in this lifetime. And I'm not saying that it's all going to be done, because it definitely won't be all done in January next year, but it's going to be the beginning. It's going to be like, I keep saying awakening, but it's not like you're going through a spiritual awakening necessarily. It's more like just understanding what you really want to do, really seeing that there might be people that inspire you to pick up something, like start something, study something. And it's not saying you're going to carbon copy what they do or who they are. It's more of, this aspect from here is good, this from here is good. I have a whole lot of stuff that I want to do too. So mixing things in and creating something new in your future. Also, for some of you, I want to say that you have started something, maybe even writing something like a book or doing an art piece or something like that. It's got something to do with your passion. That's all I'm saying. Whatever this is for you, pile number 4. You've got something that you have kind of put off or thought, I can't do it. Well, you can do it. And you will be continually pushed in your dreams, seeing signs in your 3D world, in your world, that's going to keep pushing you to do something like this. Obviously, you can say you don't want to do that, but what an opportunity. I feel like this is a great opportunity for intellect, for emotional for some, and then for passions. It's like, there's just so much growth that's potentially here. Sorry, there's some people are mowing the lawns outside. So I will wrap it up quite soon. But yeah, this is what I see for you. I will say, but don't fret about, your commitments is what I want to say before I finish the reading. Don't fret about your commitments and other things. You can balance those in, or even just say, I want to take a little bit of time to do this, or, I don't know why I wanted to say this, but I was like, you know what? Mummy's got to go do blah, blah, blah for half an hour or 15 minutes and just focus some time on that. It's not ignoring your children or anything like that. It's more of standing into your power and even showing them that, you don't have, once you have a commitment, like a job or a family or anything like that, that's your only focus. That might be your main focus, but you are still a person who has other things to give to the world and give to yourself. But that's exactly what I see for you, pile number 4. So thank you very much for being here. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the content. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Happy New Year. This looks really exciting, whatever this is for you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next year.